With 45,000 years of history, it's probably not surprising that the Wookey Hole Caves, mill and a museum are said to be haunted. There are many reports of paranormal activity and unnerving accounts at the site, including the ghost of a cave diver who drowned in 1949, and along with the spirit of a child, this location certainly has all the right eerie feels. Of course, the most famous spirit connected to the caves is that of the witch, who is believed to still watch over the caves and protect them from anyone who enters who has less than honourable intent. It all started about 1,000 years ago, when a woman living in the caves was thought to be a witch by the local villagers. According to the legend, anything that went wrong in the village was blamed on this lady who had made the caves her home. From crops failing, cattle dying, or even people disappearing. The story goes on that the villagers demanded the local abbot to help them deal with the witch. The abbot sent a monk called Father Barnard to investigate. He met the witch at the entrance to the caves, and a terrible argument followed because she did not want to leave her home. The witch fled deeper into the cave to escape the meddlesome monk. In the chamber, the monk is said to have collected water from the river Axe in his chalice and blessed it, turning it into holy water. Father Barnard then sprinkled the holy water through the chamber, as he couldn't see where the witch was hiding. Some of this water fell on the witch, and she is said to have let out a blood-curdling scream, followed by an eerie silence. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ouija brothers bring you Wookey Hole.
You want to go first then, right, Jace?
You just call me Riley?
Yeah, I did.
You might as well get him here. He'd probably do a better job.
Straight in. Now, are we closing this door, or are you doing?
Please, yeah.
Oh.
Now, we do have the wide lens on the investigation on this one, don't we, Jace?
Yeah,
because the size of these rooms, it's got to be done.
It's just you. It's going to feel like you're here with us, and this is why we're using the special camera tonight.
Yeah.
So as we're going into the entrance, this is the exit cellar.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So actually, a bit of information. What were these caves? You can stand still.
Sure.
What were these caves used for?
So originally they were used as a home for the Celtic peoples and the Neolithic people, and then as time progressed, the Romans came in. And then somewhere around the 8th century, there's a legend of a witch who lived in here as well. And then it was in the 1920s, between the 1800s and 1920s, where it was explored by a man called Herbert Balch, and he then opened it up to the public as a commercial show cave.
Okay. Basically. So it's how big are these caves, would you say?
So there are 25 chambers altogether, but most of them are underwater. We're looking at a good few miles of cave. But we'll see about 7 chambers this evening going across gangways and bridges and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty atmospheric, isn't it, Jace? I mean, this tunnel alone.
I mean, I'm not one for words, as many of you know now. So I'll just say, I'll let it speak for itself through the camera, but it is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, I just love the sound of the waterfall.
I think this is one of my favourite parts. I'm glad you got your Drippage merch today anyway, because it's kind of like it fits in with the theme.
Oh yeah, it definitely does, don't it?
But I mean, I think that's amazing though as well. Like that would have been another exit or entrance. This would have had a floor, and then they've dug down, have they? Sally?
Yes, yeah, they have. Yeah, so this was mined out in the 70s by Cornish miners, and then we've got one of our newer tunnels that was mined out in 2015. And the reason it was mined out was to expand the caves and the experience for people to come and enjoy them more.
Yep. Oh, look at this. It's like
I know.
It's like a temple.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
It just reminds me of Harry Potter.
I was thinking of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, hold on.
What's happened?
I don't know. Was that a rat running down?
A rat?
Oh, it could just be all the drippage.
I hope it wasn't a rat.
Oh, it just looks absolutely amazing. To be fair, I like with all the lanterns and everything. Very atmospheric. So, how old's this section, would you say, of the caves?
So this was mined out in the mid-70s, so we're looking at sort of 45-ish years old.
Oh, so it's quite recent then, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah, yeah.
So right now, we are actually heading to one of the big chambers, is here? What room are we actually heading to at the end? What's the end of this
So
hall?
at the end here, we're going to Chamber 9,
Yeah.
where cave divers go from today.
One of the things that made me smile is you said there's, is it 40 chambers?
25 altogether.
25,
Yes.
and we've seen 7.
Yes, so you'll see 7 altogether that are above water, all the rest
Yeah.
of them are underneath.
Was they once not underwater?
They would have been millions of years ago. I mean, because we've got the sandstone, it would have been ancient desert back in the day. And then as the Ice Age progressed, that's when it would have changed with the glacial periods.
I mean, guys, just look at this incredible room. How tall is this underground, would you say?
200 feet high.
200 feet
Yeah,
high?
so this is our cathedral chamber.
I mean, the camera isn't doing it any justice, to be fair, guys.
Put it away then.
We've got the biggest lens, widest lens we can possibly get.
Yeah, I'd see if this will do it justice. I'll stand over here. I hate going under a ladder. I nearly went under a ladder then, Sally. I was very disappointed in myself. Anyway, stay over there, stay. Look at, you know how big I am?
Yeah. Let me zoom it out. Just look at it, absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm being dripped on right now. And how old's this section, would you say?
This section, so it was open to the public in the 1970s. So in that span of time, I'd say about, sort of, again, 40 odd years.
Yeah.
But it's just as old as the rest of the caves, really. So we're looking at millions of years old.
Millions of years old. And you say the general public can actually come here, can't they?
Yeah.
And visit this,
Yeah,
and visit this
absolutely.
entire location?
Yeah. So they get a tour by a guide like myself. And we'll take you through from the entrance all the way through, and then through to our newest chamber, Chamber 20, then out through Chamber 9 and then into the valley with the rest of the attraction.
So what was this section of the cave used for? Was it used for anything, or was it just found like this?
No, it was just found like this. So at the moment it's used for our external experience, which is Wild Wookey. And there you can abseil down a 100-foot drop there. So that's for ages 14 and above. But otherwise that's its most recent usage. Otherwise it's just literally for show.
Okay. Impressions, Jace?
Amazing, isn't it? I mean, when you look through when I look at that wall with my eyes, it's amazing. But then when I look at it on here,
Yeah.
it's like it just seems a bit more colourful as well.
Yeah. No, we said earlier when we was walking around earlier in the day that we actually visited a cave in Nottingham, didn't we? And this is what we was kind of expecting, a place like this. And then when we turned up and we seen it, was like, there was no words, to be fair, of like kind of the disappointment, because it felt like man-made.
But is that
It felt like a set, didn't it?
Is that us being spoilt?
It weren't. I think maybe our expectations were set a bit too high. But this is like a proper cave. This is what we was expecting.
I mean, this is amazing.
It really is.
Oh, the water just done me in my eyes. I looked up.
Yeah, the drippage is on another level in here. Oh my! It just smacked. it just smacked me. The one thing I have to just get on the lens, and I have a horrible splosh on there. Okay. So is this obviously a bit of history? Excavated in 2015.
Yeah.
So
1,000 tons of rock were blasted to make this new passage to
Yeah.
chamber 6 to 20. Sorry.
So up here,
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier, Sally,
Yeah.
if you come up here. So this little cave here, this little one.
So this is chamber 13, and there was a diver in the 1970s who got lost. He lost his line. So, bit of context. So they'll follow a line, they'll have it in their hand, but unfortunately he dropped it and he couldn't find it again because of the silt, and it was all kicked up and misty in the water. So eventually he was trying to find a way out, and he came up in here, chamber 13, and he only had half of his oxygen left. So from there he had to make a decision. Does he wait to be rescued in this tiny chamber, or does he then go back and hope that he can find a bigger chamber to be rescued in? So he weighed up his options and decided he would try and go on, and he came up in chamber 9 where we were a second ago, and he was rescued by Cave Rescue in the end. So to which he exclaimed, and this is a direct quote, "The devil himself is a gentleman," so for letting him live. So,
there you go, you've heard it from Sally right here. The devil is a gentleman.
That's not her words, though.
No, that's a quote.
Just bear that in mind.
Now this room, again, absolutely amazing. Let's get the wide lens straight on this.
It is amazing.
Look how big it is.
So is this natural?
Yes,
This is all natural?
it is, yeah. So this is called Rillen Carron, it's actually quite rare to find in the UK. It's formed by a glacier melting over different periods of time.
Yeah.
So has there been any paranormal investigations in this section?
Not in this section, no, because before it was opened up to the public, more people had set foot in space and on the moon than what they set foot here. That's changed now in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was only found by a select few, so cave divers and cavers, it's not that it's unlikely that something would come down here unless they knew how to get here.
Yeah. But there's no reports of any kind of paranormal activity or anything like that?
Not that I know of, but then again, I don't know if anyone's tried.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it looks amazing.
I mean, if you're quiet, it's like you can hear stuff up in the rocks.
Yeah, let's just be quiet actually, just hear it, because it is very impressive. I'm half expecting someone to poke the head up,
Well,
from that corner.
I'm expecting Gollum.
Call them, yeah. But no demons or creatures or anything like that have ever been spotted?
Not in this chamber.
That's promising to hear, ain't it, Jess?
Well, call for him.
Hello?
Call for the demons. Call for the spirits. Call for the anything.
Just noises all over, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so good.
As much as you just want to be quiet and listen to it, it's kind of like, if you did, you'd just be here all day, just going. Do you know one of them ghost hunting channels that you see, and it's like, shh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Us.
We have been warned that there are meant to be bats inside this cave. I mean, that's obviously where, bats like to be. Now, we haven't seen any bats on this adventure. We have seen a few poisonous spiders, but no bats. Me and Griff don't handle them too well. It's not really afraid, it's just when they kind of dart out of nowhere. I think it's more when you're in an abandoned building, it's a lot more creepier. But in a cave, I suppose it's to be expected. So we aren't as jumpy.
I mean, look how amazing this is.
Have you seen that little bridge?
Yeah. Well, this is where they do the activities.
Is it?
So like this section here with all this rope, as you can see.
Hold on, there's the rope.
So all this, just on the sides. There.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
So all the section here with the rope and the ladder stands, this is where they do the sports.
Yeah.
And the cabin sports, which would be amazing to be fair.
I'd love to just jump in it.
I'd love to as well. They said the water's 8 degrees, so that's nice. That is nice.
Yeah, I've been in swimming pools colder than that.
I know. Been in hot tubs colder than that in Scotland.
Oh my god.
What?
The drippage.
It is probably one of the more favourable places we've been.
Yeah.
Like for views and stuff. I think the people at home are just going to be like getting our reactions of looking through the caverns and
Yeah.
the caves are amazing though.
It's a big drop, ain't it, though?
It is. It's like bigger drop than you think. Like what? 30, 40 foot? Right.
It's got to be.
And then God
Hold on,
knows-
how tall?
About 30 or 40 foot. Yeah. Yeah, this is what we've got to deal with, guys.
Yeah, look at that.
And this ain't the lowest part.
Just crawl in at one point.
You'll see it in a minute. So now that we've got away from all of that drippage, like this is a lovely one.
Yeah. I just love the echo-ness.
Hey,
I like, you know...
look at the faith in that up there.
Oh no, the rock.
No, the rock's only being kept up by the other rock.
Look at this, guys. Just reminds me of like an alien or something. You know, like the face.
Yeah.
Like here.
Stalactite pillar. Stalagmite, stalactite.
Yeah.
And then this pillar, isn't it? She said, so it's good.
Now I know we're doing it, this is a bit different to what we usually do, but we just wanted to show you this amazing cave.
Cave aged cheese.
Oh, you can smell that, can't you?
Walk down there. I'll walk down there on the way back. Yeah,
Now you said there's a live stream of the cheese.
Yeah, there is. So there's a camera just there, and then we've got our cheese cam on the Wookey Hole website.
So if people are interested in watching cheese ferment,
yeah,
where can they find that?
just on the Wookey Hole website, and then click on cheese cam.
There you go.
Yeah.
The cheese cam, Jess.
For you mice out there. I could have been a bit more nasty, but I won't mention the rats.
Oh my god! So what happens to does this get sold or what?
Yeah, so it matures here for about 8 months, and then it goes back to Dorset. So it goes to Full Farm in Dorset, and then they'll check to make sure it's all right. They'll mature it a bit longer underground, and then they'll take the wax off, and then take the mold off, and then sell it, and then cut it into.
Oh my god! I tell you, it's the most rancid smell ever.
It's actually really nice.
So this section here, we're about to go into chamber 3, and then this was one of the tunnels, another tunnel that was mined out in the 70s, and then we go down into the witch's parlour shortly, I think.
Oh, there we go. Some of the more paranormal-esque kind of material we're after, isn't it, Jace?
Yeah.
The witch's cave.
I can't get through.
They just use people like you to cave out the...
What do you mean? Put drills to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is it?
this is dark down here.
Was it this dark earlier?
I don't believe so.
Didn't you say there was something about frogs?
Yeah, so sometimes frogs find their way in through cracks in the ceiling, and then they'll just fall through, and then we have to rescue them.
Fantastic. Oh, now this room, guys, is just on another level. It's down below. Isn't it, Jace?
Yeah, it's just at the top of the down below.
Now, any history that's happened inside this cave?
Yeah, so when the Celtic people lived here, just at the back of that cave there's a lip, and then that will go through to chamber 4, and then that is the site of a Celtic burial ground. And then in here as well, this is the site of the first ever cave dive, and that was on the 14th of July 1935 by Graham Balcom and Penelope Powell. And this chamber was formed over millions of years by a whirlpool, which is why it's that lovely round shape. And it's an actual amphitheatre as well.
You said there was a underground rave under here at
There
one
was,
point.
yeah, a few years ago, I think in 2016. So they had a rave down here, they've had choirs down here as well, Deal or No Deal.
What?
Yeah, Deal or No Deal was filmed down here. Yeah.
What, in the caves?
Yeah.
What,
in
a
this
proper
chamber.
episode?
Yes. As well as Don't Tell the Bride, Doctor Who, so the Ood was sat over there.
Okay.
And Revenge of the Cybermen. And if you like The Wicker Man, the original, the good one.
Oh, bit of controversialness going there. You're not a Nicolas Cage fan?
No, he's all right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The original is the OG. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Halloween. You know, you can't beat the OGs.
No. So there's a scene where they go to rescue the young girl, and then they run through from chamber 2 into here, and then chuck their masks into the water.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yes, that's in here.
Oh, it's amazing from here, though, Stu. Just looking at the
What, the view?
looking at the view from here, like just that there.
Let's have a look. It's all the lighting and stuff,
It's
isn't it?
lovely there, isn't it?
Oh my God, hold on. Let's get a... What do you think, Jace?
I'd sleep down here.
I would. I'd have to be in a tent though, just in case we get some of them poisonous spiders dropping on top of us.
Yeah. Hello? It's mad because you can hear stuff like that way.
Hello? It sounds so good. Hear that?
Someone's screaming.
Is there any spirits down here? I wouldn't even know how you would interact with us. We can't ask for knocks or movement or anything like that, can we?
Well, that's right. You could ask for the same voice back, if they could talk back.
Could you copy me? This is when you could easily just fall asleep to this, couldn't you?
Do you do albums?
Sorry?
You do like an album of
Like ASMR?
cave noises?
No, but it's a good idea.
You should get like a really high-powered mic
Yeah,
and leave it in here
that would be
and
good.
release a 50-minute CD.
Oh, Jace, I mean, just that shot right there. You just, an entire... I mean, this lens is by far my favourite lens. Ultra wide. We haven't really used it to film
Never
anything
used it
like
to film?
this. Well, we usually only use it for cinematics, but we wanted to get as much of this cave in as possible and kind of show how big it is in scope. And I think it's doing it justice. Absolutely amazing. So you say people used to live down here
Yes.
back in the day?
They used to use this area as the sort of burial ground, and then
Oh, so it's an old burial ground as well?
So over there, they found remains, and
Do you think that could have just been someone died and they just didn't have anywhere to put them?
there are so many findings from
okay.
there. It suggested that it was a Celtic burial ground.
And is some of them findings up in the museum? Up?
They are, yeah. So some of them are in the museum, and then some of them are in the cave museum as well.
Yeah, it is good. Do you reckon there's still bodies that have not been discovered?
Quite possibly, yeah, because even if the river rises and falls, it will disturb the silt every time, and
Yeah.
almost every time something different will be found.
Hello?
It's like you can hear something screaming down that way.
You can. That's obviously just normal cave noises, isn't it?
I mean, when you were calling out earlier, there were some noises that I hadn't heard before.
Really?
Yeah. But I couldn't explain it, like, especially coming from that area, but that's just...
Okay, well, let's carry on doing something like that. Jace, take the lead. You're in your element here.
What do you mean, hearing myself?
Well, you're in a big rock. Imagine it just starts crumbling there from that little tap. It's like that episode, like in Vegas Vacation, where he pricks some of the wall and it starts flooding.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase, and he floods the dam.
Spirit, if there is any spirit here, is there any chance that you could make a noise for us? And we could tell the difference between cave noises and your noise, please.
I mean, that sounded like someone talking, didn't it?
Didn't that sound like someone talking?
It's obviously the reverb and probably...
Do you think it's reverb? Yeah, let's test it again. Let me say exactly so it says. Hello? It sounded like a man's voice still to me.
It did.
Going, or something like that. But I personally say it was reverb. But the way that we're talking now and then not hearing it back.
It sounded cool, no matter what.
Is it poisonous to drink some of the stalactite water?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh.
See what Griff can do. Bad, ain't he?
For me, yeah.
I do like this boat over here. What is there a story behind this boat?
So it was put in, again, I think it was the 70s. It could be a bit earlier, mind. And then currently today we use it for wild Wookiee, so that they'll use that just to get over to then do the abseil outside.
Yeah.
Abseiling as well. You've got to come here, people. If you like adventure,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, you've got to come here just to have a go of the.
I do love these stairs. To be fair, it reminds me of something out of Resident Evil.
I can't even do it.
Oh.
I've got a bad throat. I was going to go Resident Evil, but I couldn't even do that.
This is the end of the cave system, isn't it?
So we've gone backwards through. So we're nearly at the beginning here.
Yeah.
So this is chamber 1. This is the witch's kitchen, and then that stalagmite there is actually her.
Because we don't need to go up the stairs, I don't think, again. Because is there any history in this?
Isn't this where they saw the?
So it was just slightly up in the midsection up there.
So what happened?
So it's my colleague Neil, and he was doing a report on the witch actually for Wookiee social media, and him and the person filming, they both saw a black shadow go in front of them, and it really unnerved them, and they couldn't explain what it was, because if it was a bat it would have been too fast, and it was just in front and went quite slowly.
Yeah.
And was this recent, wasn't it?
Literally just like a few days ago.
So we have to go up this day. We have to do an investigation up there.
Here or up the stairs?
It was just a little bit up the stairs.
Just a little bit up the
Okay,
stairs.
let's head up the stairs then.
Okay.
Just a little bit though.
Let's show them the section where Neil, did you say?
Yeah, Neil, yeah.
Shadow figure.
Neil and Amber.
Do these buttons work?
Not at the moment, no.
I've got some kind of form of, I don't know, like I need to touch.
Yeah. Touch and destroy, that's Jace's motto.
Touch and destroy.
So he's up here.
In this bit here, yeah.
Can we turn the lights off close here?
No, I'm afraid it's at the other end.
Oh, we got to go all the way back.
So what's all this? Are these just props?
So yeah, these are props to do with the legend of the witch.
The legend of the witch. So what's the story behind these witches?
So roughly, so when Herbert Welsh was excavating the place and discovering it, he found some bones up there, which is called the Goat Herd. And it's called the Goat Herd because they found goat bones up there, as well as an alabaster ball and a latch lift. And then some remains of an old woman as well. So that's where we get the legend of the witch. So she lived in here, and then she was sought after by the people of Wookey Hole, like the villagers who lived around.
Yeah.
And so then she was banished by a monk called Father Bernard, a monk from Glastonbury Abbey. He came in and turned her to stone. Basically.
And that was down there?
Yeah, that was down there. So that's a stalagmite down there.
Yep.
How does someone turn someone to stone?
So he had a chalice and he went down to the water's edge, scooped up that water in the chalice, blessed it, and then splashed it around the cave. And then that's how she turned to stone.
Well, that's
so
obviously...
the story says.
Yeah, I mean...
But a lot of bad luck has been put on the idea of the witch as well. So things going wrong. When old cave guides and cavers used to come in, they used to spit on the witch for good luck. Some guides would say good morning to her. Some guides say good morning to the caves as a respect thing, just so nothing would go wrong that day. Yeah.
So when they talk about the people used to sleep in this section...
Yes. So that would have been long before the witches sort of era. So you had the Celtic people, and then you move along a bit, and then you have sort of the Iron Age people.
Why did you come?
Okay. And then you would have had the Iron Age people also living in the surrounding valley as well, as time would progress.
Okay, well, considering this is the witch's cave, and
I'd like to do something here.
And something has been spotted here only a few days ago, you say?
Yeah.
So shall we call out here for a bit?
That was a good noise, Stu, your throat. Spirit, or anybody that can hear my voice, and I've got to believe that you can understand what I'm saying. A few days ago, there was a group of people here, 2 people, and there was a black shadow figure walked across this pathway. Now, me and Stay have come tonight to see if you will talk to us or show us something. We've got Sally with us. You should know Sally. So if you could come forward and speak to us in some way, or make a noise, or hit a glass bottle, or throw a glass bottle, or throw a rock. Just communicate with us the way that you want to communicate with us. The problem is, there's a lot of background noise, so you have to be loud and clear for us. Come towards us, please.
Thank you.
Walk towards the sound of our voices. Walk to where our energy is. It'd be amazing to just see something run across like that. Because it's obvious it wasn't dangerous in any way, because it was just passing through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen a few bats flying around, and they're real fast because they know where they're going in these caves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have been inside this cave for about an hour. It's been a lot of fun. You know, we thought we'd just do something a bit different because this location is so big. We've been down the cave, we showed you what this cave section's like. And in a moment, we are going to head over to the main building, the main location where all the haunted happenings and stuff happens. Sally is going to be going through, giving us a little tour again, and then we'll be doing the investigation as we kind of do in the tour, because You know, we've been here since 4 o'clock and we've done nothing but non-stop film. This location is so big; it's hard to get everything covered, but we're trying our best. But yeah, if you are over in the UK, you've got to come check out. Where are we? Wookey Hole.
Yeah, Wookey Hole in Somerset.
There you go. You've heard it there from Sally. I am terrible with local locations. I did have a bang to the head when I was a kid. But yeah,
Don't stop blaming that.
we will move on very shortly.
You seem to be very capable in other areas.
Yeah, in other areas.
It's just listening to music you struggle with.
The music.
You used to. Couldn't do anything, could you, for ages? Unless you forgot.
Oh yeah. What? I thought that was a bat.
Unless you forgot.
What is that?
It is a bat.
It's a
fake bat.
It's a prop one.
Is this?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Imagine if a bat was that.
Jason, get a zoom on that, man. That's cute.
Imagine if I have zoomed it twice.
I was like, what the hell is this?
Imagine if a bat was that big.
It's a double. Probably are. Probably in like South America and stuff like that.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like.
Bible.
Oh, does anybody relate to the Bible?
Oh, Bible.
Bible. Yeah.
So that could have something to do with the monk, Father Bernard. I thought it said eyeball. Yeah, no. So yeah, what with him being a monk and coming in with a chalice and holy
Could
water.
we get the word witch off you, please?
As we walk back out of this cave. Are we walking through this?
Yeah, if you
I'm
guys
going to walk through that. Cause
go first, I'll lock that behind us.
So we just have to hold your breath.
Yeah.
Look, mate.
look at it. Look at all this cheese.
It's alright, around this section.
Yeah, because this is. Oh, they've got some white sweet cheese.
Yeah, that's what all of this.
Oh, is it?
Why are we breathing all this in?
Yeah. Are these the oldest ones?
Yes.
Well, there's enough room for more.
Yeah.
Amber.
Did that just say amber?
So how's this open?
Oh, just,
There you go, we've got it.
Yeah, it says
so
amber.
Amber was the girl who was with Neil.
Excuse me?
So Amber was the girl filming with Neil
Oh,
when they saw the shadow. Which is...
Oh, yeah, because the actress come saying Amber, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the lady who's seen the shadow.
As well as Neil, yeah.
Ah.
Might be coming true, ladies and gentlemen. Jared, you might be onto something, kid. You're telling me it's just chose the name Amber
Out of 3,000 words.
out of 1,000 words?
That is odd, because there's no like amber or anything like the gemstone in this cave. So
Interesting.
It's all very interesting. We'll leave it at that. Interesting.
Remember when we was
We'll
at
leave it to you guys.
when we was in that farmhouse and he come up with Stephen and Jason?
Yeah.
That was quite good.
That was good, to be fair.